Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a bonus episode, a very special bonus episode. One, because, I have an amazing guest star, as usual. And two, because it was the winner of the poll that I did. So, hi, Sarah.
Hello, my adoring fans. I guess y'all wanted me back. Thank you.
Yay! So, for those who don't know, this is an original book tag that Sarah wrote herself. So, we get to debut it here on Bookish Babbles.
Woo!
Woo! Insert
Yeah.
adoring crowd applause here.
One-handed applause because I'm holding my phone with the other hand.
Yep. How you doing, Sarah?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yep. I am sore and tired this morning because for the first time in a week, I'm like, because my new job involves a lot of walking. So I'm like, I don't need to exercise in the morning. Then this morning I was like, I should do some exercising because I ate way too much pizza last night. And now my body is sore. It's like, what are you doing to me?
Why? Why?
Yep. And also, before we get started, I just wanted to show you, do like a mini book haul for you because I have some books that I know you'll be excited about that I got.
Yes.
Okay, so the first one's just a library book, and it's the Josh Peck book, Happy People Are Annoying.
Which is funny because I think of him as a ray of sunshine.
I
I need
know,
to
right?
read it
Like,
and
the
I need
cover
to
is yellow on this book.
and he's smiling like an idiot on the
I
cover.
know. And he's the better half of the brother duo on that he was on TV for.
Yeah, especially since all the stuff that's come out about Drake Bell.
Yeah.
Josh Peck, we love you.
I mean, you know, 10-year-old me had the right idea when the kids asked me, oh, who do you like better, Drake or Josh? And I said Josh.
I was blinded by Drake. I admit. But also, considering out of the Jonas Brothers, my favorite was Joe, I think that young me just had a type.
Yeah.
And that type happened to be men who had feminine hairstyles. I wonder why I came out. I wonder.
It's a big old mystery. Apparently, my type's just nerds.
Mood.
Yep. But also, this is a short memoir. So if you guys want to read a celebrity memoir, this is a short one. So I recommend. But anyway, so the two I think you'll be excited for. You'll be excited because you recommended them to me. Ta-da!
Yes!
Yeah, I got the first. So no one else can, but Sarah can see because this is a podcast. But I got the first volume of Black Butler and the first volume of Your Lie in April. Both of these are manga series that Sarah recommended to me because lately I've been getting really into manga. So I'm like, help me find new ones to read because I finished Spy Family and I loved it so much.
Yeah, those were both series that I watched the anime for. I would say I watched Your Lie in April about 5 years ago. And I remember watching Black Butler in middle school with my friends.
Yep. And then the last book I got, which was the reason I went to Barnes and Noble in the first place yesterday, is Babel, the new RF Kong book. I hope I pronounced her name right.
If not, we forgive you.
Yep. But yeah, and they put the like special edition sticker in a weird spot. It's like half blocking the author's name.
So this is a 5 seconds of summer episode.
Yes, this is a 5 second
And
summer episode.
I think what'll amuse you is it reminds me of when Alicia and I, my ex-partner, when we got the lanyards for VIP.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone had a sticker on them. And mine was perfectly placed at the end of the word hand. It was take my hand to her. It was placed like a period. So my poor ex's sticker was just shoved on the letter D, completely in a random place. Like you could tell the person who'd done it just missed the mark. It's hanging in their car now as a joke. Like, it's rather amusing.
Also, random question for anyone who's listening who happens to have read the Poppy War series. Do I need to read that before reading this new book? Because I really want to read it because it sounds good. And I have the first Poppy Wars book, but I don't want to read it yet because my copy of the sequel that I ordered, because I know I'm gonna want to read it right away, is gonna isn't coming till like the beginning of October. So I'm like, ah. Do I have like are these series connected in any way? I don't know because I know nothing about these books yet. I've now purchased 3 of them because I'm convinced I'll love them.
I mean, that's conviction. Go
I
big or
know,
go home.
right? Anyway, so or someone please tell me, or I'll just Google it later. Anyway, let's get started on the book tag. So, Sarah, you go ahead and introduce the tag since it is yours.
So, as a devoted fan to 5 Seconds of Summer for over a decade now, I decided to make a tag with some of the more popular songs just because this band means so much to me, and I'm always trying to associate them with other things. Like, I have a black heart tattoo on my arm for Jet Blackheart. The dedication is real.
Yep.
The dedication is real, my friends.
And we love you for it.
Yes. Even though it's all I listen to most days.
Yeah. Listen, I've been on last summer I was on like a huge Florence and the Machine kick, so I get it.
I remember that.
Yep. And occasionally it still pops up. And whenever I don't know what to play when it's just me and my brother in the car, I just put Taylor Swift on shuffle.
That is a mood. I've been listening to a lot of her recently too.
Yeah. It's because it's so good. Anyway.
It really is.
Anyway, so want to introduce the first question?
So, our first song, She Looks So Perfect. A book that's really cringy, but you still love it. Because, this song started their career, but it's not the deepest song ever.
No. Oh, hi, Ray. How you doing, girl?
Ray comes for a visit, and this time she can't try to knock me down the stairs.
Woo! Hi, Ray. What's the matter? Please don't eat out of the trash can again. Okay, what's your cringy book that you picked?
So, I think the most basic choice that one could make is Twilight.
I mean, we have to mention it at least once, I think.
Like, Twilight, man.
It's Twilight.
You are my own personal brand of heroine. What a sick, masochistic lion. The lines just roll off the tongue.
Oh, man, but they're memorable. We remember them.
You know that phrase, life sucks and then you die?
Yeah.
Every time I hear that, I'm instantly transported back to reading Breaking Dawn for the first time. Because Jacob's part starts with life sucks and then you die. If only I could be so lucky.
And now he can never die because he imprinted on a half immortal baby who's gonna live forever. So thus he's gonna be forced to constantly shapeshift and live forever.
Because why give the boy any peace? But also the fact that he imprinted on a baby at all adds to the cringe list.
I know, like, why, Stephanie? Why? No. Anyway, okay, my cringy book, I mean Twilight, obviously, but I also said The Mortal Instruments because I adore the entire Shadowhunters world. It is one of my favorite series ever. I love all the books, but yeah, Mortal Instruments is not her best work. It is very clearly her first series. And but it all gets better from there. And it definitely has some, Twilight elements in it as well, with the cringy love triangle.
I feel like that was just a product of the time.
Yep. And some things in the book, like, definitely don't hold up, I'm pretty sure. Like, if I read the series now, I would not love it as much as I did at, 14, whenever I read it for the first time. But whatever. Because the series and the writing has kind of grown with the audience because The Last Hour is just so freaking good, and Chain of Thorns is gonna destroy me when that comes out.
I'm gonna have to deal with the emotional damages.
Sarah's gonna have to deal with me calling her at 11 p.m. just sobbing probably.
Okay, but remember when we did that with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
True.
The season when they kill Leo Fitz and I called you from the floor, bawling my eyes out.
Okay, cool. So it evens out then.
It evens out.
Yeah. Woo. Okay. What's the next question?
2011, a book that reminds you of back when the days were better. That is a direct quote from the song, in case you don't know it.
Okay, cool.
Listen on Spotify.
Yay. Or wherever you listen to your music.
Valid. I was more thinking of how sometimes you're able to incorporate music on Spotify.
Okay. I forgot to write down an answer, so you answer while I frantically think.
So, back when the days were better, we're gonna give an honorary mention to Twilight here because, like, I was still in elementary school. Life was simpler in a lot of ways. But also the Magic Treehouse books.
Yeah.
I adored those when I was a kid.
How dare you? I was just thinking about that as my answer.
My apologies. My apologies.
Okay, go on.
Like, I remember reading those, and it's crazy to me that now they're coming out with graphic novel versions.
They are?
Yes. So not only does that make it more accessible, but it brings those books back into the eye of children.
I love this so much.
Yeah, I recently encountered a graphic novel of one of their books in Target, and I just was like, oh my God, they're back. They're back.
So is it going to be like one graphic novel for every book? Are they combining books into graphic novels?
From what I've seen, it is one book per graphic novel.
Okay. So, okay, everyone out there, if you see a 20-something leaving a bookstore and sobbing over a graphic novel version of Dinosaurs Before Dark, that may or may not be me.
It probably is. It's okay. It's okay. Offer her caffeine.
Listen, let me enjoy the things that make me happy.
Do not try to hug her without consent, but offer her caffeine.
Yes, yeah, or chocolate. One of the two always works for me.
Yep.
Yep, because I'm like a cat. If you touch me without my consent, I will fight back.
Yeah.
Okay, in similar vein to Magic Treehouse, I thought of one. The Rainbow Magic series, the book with like all those fairies. It's like Ruby the Red Fairy, Crystal the Snow Fairy. Those books. Those were my escape, and I love them, and they are the reason I am obsessed with fairies to this day.
Totally valid.
Yep. And I would always pretend to have magical fairy friends with me when I was really little because of that series.
Okay, but who didn't?
Yeah. Like those books and like the Barbie Fairytopia books are responsible for that for me.
Y'all, I know that you know Allison for her love of books, but just know that there's a deep love of Barbie movies in there too.
Yep. And I appreciate the TikTok algorithm keeping me on Barbie TikTok.
Beautiful. Well deserved.
Yep. And they're starting to put classic Barbie movies on Netflix now.
I hope you guys know that she does do the sing-song voice in real life too. It's not just part of the podcast.
It's not a bit, it's just who I am.
It truly is part of who she is.
It's not a phase, Mom. Okay, moving on. I'm very well put together today, as you can tell.
So this is one that I actually don't have an answer for right this second.
Oh, Jesus.
Easier, an on-again, off-again couple.
Hold on, I swear I had one in mind. What was I thinking? Oh, I got it. I had to look at my Goodreads because I was scrolling through my Goodreads being like, what books have I read?
I forget every book I've ever read when
I know, it's like, when I was getting to know my new coworkers and, subject came up that I love books, they're like, oh, what's a good book you've read recently? And I'm like, has to pull up Goodreads. I'm like, I've forgotten already, guys. But anyway, so my answer for this question, an on again, off again couple, kind of spoilery, I guess, but I feel like most of the internet has read this book. But it's in the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Evelyn
Yep.
Celia.
Believe it or not, that's a book I haven't read yet.
Wait, I thought you read it.
Not yet. I already knew though.
Okay.
Any
Okay,
better.
that's why I thought you read it, because you knew about that plot point.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
let's just say it's a very complicated relationship, to say the least.
Yeah. And we took queer film. It's an accurate representation of the time.
Oh yeah.
What's
I
better
even
than
I even got our professor to read the book.
love that. I miss her. Roz Sabilski, everyone. We
I
love.
know. Okay, why do I randomly have August stuck in my head right now? But I can see us lost in the memory. August slipped away like a bottle. Oh dear.
Wrong musical artist, Allison.
I know. What is wrong with me today?
I wish I knew.
Yeah, everyone's not only getting a book tag today, they are getting a slice of life.
Really, you put the two of us together, and this is what happens.
Yeah, just nonsense and chaos is what happens. Meanwhile, Ray is just sleeping on the floor right next to me.
But we also have to acknowledge that we also have very deep discussion. You've helped me through a lot.
Okay, cool. See, we mix it up with deep talks and chaos.
Yeah, exactly. It's a firm mix.
Here we go. We're solid. We got this. Next question, I guess.
Yeah, because I still don't have an answer for this one.
Oh yeah. You could
Edward and
say
Bella.
Yeah. Edward and Bella. There we go. When we can't think of an answer, just bring it back to Twilight somehow.
Pretty much. But I mean, like, as someone who's experienced depression, in New Moon, where it's just the pages with just the month and no other word, I feel that.
Yeah.
That panoramic frame of her room. Ooh, in the movie, that it hits.
That hits so hard, especially just, just even just looking outside the window and just seeing all the world keep moving on. It's like, that part hurts more.
There's part of me that feels that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay,
we're going to transition into the next question because we're getting very emotional here, aren't we?
Yes, insert clever transition here.
Our next song is a blender. Give us a book that is a real emotional blender.
Oh dear.
You feel all the things with this book.
Yeah. So I got one. It's one I read recently. Arden Grey. That one. That was the first time I had read a book in a while where I finished that in one day. And I borrowed it from the library, so I was taking Bubba gambling, and she gambles longer than I do. Like, I get tired of the slot machines fairly quickly, so I always bring a book with me. And so I started reading it while we were there, and I finished the book that night because I couldn't put it down. And then I got really emotional while reading it, and then a couple times I laughed out loud in the casino like a crazy person, and then I was just trying not to cry the next minute because, I was in public.
Totally valid.
Yep, and it was a library book, so I had to return it, obviously. And what did I do? I bought my own copy, and I randomly now open it and just reread some passages because that's what I do.
Those books are the best books where you're like, I need to give this back, but I need my own.
Mm-hmm. Yep, like that one, like that book and Sorcery of Thorns are like my new favorite books. And for my birthday, I'm gonna buy myself a hardcover copy of Sorcery of Thorns.
Totally valid.
Yep. By the way, it's my birthday next week, everyone. Or this week. Wait, when am I putting this episode out? No, I'm putting this out the week of my birthday. So already my birthday will have passed at this point.
Yeah, I'll be visiting next weekend. Maybe we'll get up to shenanigans.
It'll be great. Sam will be there. My friend Maddie will be there. It'll be a great time.
Oh, we're having a crew.
Yep. We're having a mini crew. And then my parents' friends will also be there because my mom thought I would be gone the entire day with Maddie, but no, Maddie and I are getting back from New York that afternoon. So my mom's like, oh right. Uh
Oops.
party, everyone.
Yeah. And remember, Sam is a different friend of yours.
Yes.
Is Sam existing this weekend?
Wait, have you met Sam?
No. And did you call me Sam, or is Sam going to be there too?
No, Sam's gonna be there too.
Okay.
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 Sorry, I didn't know what you meant by Sam existing. I'm like, huh?
I have not met either of the friends that are going to be there this weekend.
Okay, I knew you didn't mean Maddie because she's from Colorado, but I always forget which of my friends you have and haven't met. Okay, you're meeting them, and you met Robert. He's gonna be there.
Robert.
Ooh. Wait, no, isn't Sam? I think you have because didn't Sam and I once like swim really far ahead of you and Robert, and you guys were like, okay, bye.
Oh yeah.
See, you have met Sam.
Yes, but that was also pre-COVID.
True. It's a whole different world.
Seriously though.
All right.
So
Did you
my book that's an emotional blender. The 100 Years of Lenny and Margot by Marianne Cronin. Like going into the book with the premise that it has, I actually have the book right in front of me. So essentially, you have a 17-year-old and I can't do math, 83-year-old who are both terminally ill in a hospital, and they decide that they are going to create one painting for every year of their lives to equal out the 100 years of their lives.
Jesus.
And you learn the stories that make up their lives. You see the good, the bad, the ugly. I remember laughing out loud in public like a weirdo. I finished this book while I was substitute teaching and cried in the hallway while my kids were in like music class or whatever. Like it hits and it does it so well, and I can't believe it's a debut.
Oh wait, that's a debut?
It's a debut.
Dang. I feel like I had something else to say. Oh, I was gonna say like, are you really a book reader if you haven't, cried in public because of a book?
No, you're not.
Once you do that, then you're welcome to the club.
I mean, you could be a very introverted reader, in which case we don't judge you.
Yeah.
But also, being stuck in public is better with books.
Exactly. And even when you're in private, it's sometimes not safe because my mom has walked in on me crying over a book.
Mood.
And she's like, oh my God, what's wrong? I hold up book and she's like, oh, never mind. Leaves.
Okay, but it reminds me of that one bit from The Simpsons where Lisa walks in looking sad. And Marge goes, "What's wrong, sweetie? Is one of the characters in your book experiencing difficulties?"
You see, but that's a better reaction. My mom was just like, okay, bye. Love you, Mom.
We love Krista.
Yeah.
We love her.
Okay.
Are we ready for the next one?
Yes, because we're really bad at moving on, apparently.
Jet Black Heart, a book that's been with you through everything. Hi, yes, this is because I literally have a black heart tattooed on my wrist. Cried when they played this in concert.
Oh, I remember you telling me about that.
Yes, I was screaming and crying and capturing videos so I can live it forever.
Hold on, am I gonna sneeze?
Bless.
Nope, just a yawn apparently. Okay. So what book's been with you through everything?
Pictures of Hollis Woods by Patricia Riley Giff. I used to check that book out of every year around Christmas time. Every year I read that book right around Christmas. And I forgot about it for a long time after like high school. And last year I just went and bought myself a copy of it again.
Hey. Love that for you.
And now I have it where I can read it whenever I want.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, it's always good to have your comfort book nearby and easy access to it.
Exactly.
Yep. So you picked a standalone. I picked a series because of course I did.
Of course.
Yep, and it's a basic answer, but it's the truth. The Percy Jackson Camp Half-Blood Chronicles books, because holy shit, I've been reading those forever.
I can confirm.
Yep, because I read literally throughout different phases of my life. Because end of elementary school is when I read the original series for the first time because all the books were out, and then when I started junior high is when the first book in the Heroes of Olympus series came out, and those books the last book came out my junior year of high school. So I had those the Heroes of Olympus all throughout junior high and high school, and then all the Trials of Apollo books came out while I was in college. So it's just followed me throughout all my formative years.
Exactly.
And I feel lucky to have those books during all my formative years because they made me love books even more, which is always a good thing.
I've heard so many rants about those books that sometimes it feels like I've read them.
At least half of those are from me, guys.
They are. They are.
Like Sarah remembers when I read The Burning Maze. Oh boy, it was a mess.
For those who can't see, I just looked off into the distance with 1,000-yard stare. Remembering.
The memories.
The memories.
Just remembering hearing distant screaming from me.
So.
Okay, next question.
Can I throw in a bonus question to give you an excuse to talk about one of your favorite books?
Sure.
So I'm gonna go with Out of My Limit, which is an old song from before they got popular. A book you wish more people knew about.
Radio Silence.
I came up with that on the fly and knew that would be your answer.
Just right away, no hesitation. Okay, so the book is starting to get a little more traction now, thankfully, because of the Heartstopper series getting super duper popular on Netflix because the author for Heartstopper is the same author for Radio Silence. So now, bookstores are starting to promote more of Alice Oseman's books, which is always a good thing. And her book, I Was Born for This, is finally getting a US publication. Thank you. Thank you, universe.
I'm so excited because it's going to match my other books.
Yes. And yes, because for years I've only had the UK paperback of I Was Born for This, and now I can have one to match my US copy of Loveless, which is always a good thing. But yes, Radio Silence is my favorite book. Everyone needs to if you love Heartstopper, go read Radio Silence because it is amazing and you might cry.
So I gotta go with an answer that I know that you know this book well. You introduced me to this book.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, I'm gonna switch it up and do another book by the same author.
Ooh.
Watch Over Me by Nina LaCour.
Yes!
That book is stunning. Stunning. And it explains trauma in a way that I wish more people knew and understood, because I find that for me, it very much suits the way that I look at my trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Nina LaCour, atmospheric, simple writing that's character driven and will always hurt you.
Yep. Always a good time.
And let's not forget that she put a children's book out about a little girl with two moms.
That's right. Everyone go read a Nina LaCour book. Okay. What's the next question?
Broken Home, a character that should have had a better home life.
Okay. I said I can't remember her name right now, but which is so bad because I just read this book, but the main character in The People We Keep, because her dad sucks, and he, got all involved with this new family, basically ignored her, and then did enough bad shit that caused her to run away at the beginning of the book.
I said you're one of the few people I know who has a dad that isn't crappy. We love Paul here.
Yep. He has his moments where you just laugh at him, but overall he is a wonderful dad.
Who's also wonderful at losing cell phones.
Yes, he is. he has more he has more insurance protection on his cell phone than any other person I know because of how good he is at losing his cell phones. Y'all, my dad had to go dumpster diving once to get his phone back. Literally, he went dumpster diving.
Then there was the time that the cleaners for the Porta-John found it in the Porta-John.
That was
on the boat.
Nothing's topped that one yet.
Didn't he lose one on the boat too?
Did he? He probably did. I've forgotten.
Yeah, he's good at that.
Yep. All right. What's your answer?
Character I wish had a better home life. We're gonna dive into TV here for a second and say Steve Harrington.
Yes!
Better. But I really have to say the main character from We Are Okay by Nina LaCour. Oof, it hits. I have not been able to read that book since my grandfather passed.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I want to so badly, but I can't.
Yeah, no, give yourself the time. Don't do it too soon.
So, Heartbreak Girl, a book everyone loves that you hate.
I feel like I had an answer, but now I'm drawing a blank.
We had to go with Heartbreak Girl for this one because for those who don't know, the band hates this song. The fans love it. The fans love to request it. And they get so angry when you do. Because they can't live this song down. Like, I went to VIP when I saw them, and somebody asked, like, what is a song of yours that you would ferociously defend with your life? And they had some very good answers. Jet Black Heart, Ghost of You, both songs that are on this list. Please go listen to them if you haven't. They're wonderful. But I remember standing up and I only had two people in front of me and I just yelled Heartbreak Girl. And Ashton Irwin, who I adore, he is like one of my favorite human beings, just glared at me as if I had told him to go to hell. And then I yelled Don't Stop afterward, which is the next question on this tag because he specifically hates that song. I was going for blood and I got the attention I wanted, so I win. He noticed me.
That's all that matters, apparently.
Truly.
Seriously, what have I read that I hate that a lot of people love? Don't mind me scrolling through my Goodreads.
A book everyone loves that you hate.
Do you have an answer?
I'm gonna go with a book I've boycotted.
Okay.
My Dark Vanessa.
I don't blame you, because, yeah.
I've absolutely boycotted it. Yeah. I also have not read any Colleen Hoover because I've heard so many mixed reviews and heard that there's a lot of difficult subject matter.
Yeah.
I do, however, know a bookstagrammer who had one of Colleen Hoover's books dedicated to her.
Oh, well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I am actually going for her profile now because I love her. And if I can give her a little promo, I would love to.
Yep.
So her name is Kelly at the Prison Wife book blog. Love her. Her husband is incarcerated. And not only is she sharing books with you, but she's sharing like her experience being the wife of an incarcerated man.
All right. Text me the name and then I'll link the Instagram in the show notes.
We love her. We love her. But I think the book was Heartbones that was dedicated to her.
Also, just another character who deserved a better home life. Ben in I Wish You All the Best.
Yes!
Their parents suck, and thankfully, they're able to turn to their estranged older sister for help. Okay.
Oh, hey, that's an interesting development.
What? Hi, Ray.
The prison wife book blogger, her husband now has a bookstagram as well.
Hey, good for him.
That's a very recent development.
Nice. Great. What does he what books has he posted about?
Let's see. He likes thrillers. So I'm seeing Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell, Shadow and Bone,
Nice.
Siege and Storm, The Silent Patient, Lock Every Door by Riley Sager,
Mm-hmm.
Home After Dark by Riley Sager, which is a book that I love. I need to get a new copy because one of my friends stole mine.
Yeah.
And then lost it. I love that friend, but they are no longer on my lending list.
Yeah. Okay. I thought of an answer. I just thought of an answer for the question. I'm just gonna say Great Expectations because I hate that book.
Valid. I don't even think No, I didn't even read it. I was supposed to.
Okay, like most students, like especially high school students, don't like reading that book, but I'm just giving it as an answer because it's been one of the most celebrated classics or whatever, and professors go on and on about what a great book it is, and I'm just like, meh.
I once spoke to one of our college professors who admitted to me that she's never read Moby Dick. Everyone thinks that she has.
That's great.
She's gotten away with it for so many years.
Good for her.
All right.
Ray, stop chewing on your paw. That's not good for you. It's how you got hurt one time.
Ray, do better.
Okay, next question.
We only have 3 more questions left. We're almost there.
Woo, we can do this.
Don't Stop, a book you love that everyone hates because,
Yeah. So it's not that a ton of people hate this book. It's that a lot of people don't like this book, and I think they missed the point of it. Or I don't know. I think this is a book that if you didn't like the first time you read it, you should give it another chance because every time I reread it, it gets better and better. And that's The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which, duh, I love it. I have multiple podcast episodes dedicated to it, as Sarah well knows.
It's a part of her personality now, guys.
Yep. Yeah, and I will be buying all the Lucy Gray merchandise when the movie's coming out.
She will.
Yeah. Still trying to find a rainbow dress that I like.
Totally valid.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Ray. Aw. Ray's now using my foot as a pillow.
She's precious.
Yep. Okay. But yeah, yeah, because I don't know. I think like when the book was coming out, everyone like had all these expectations for it, and then Suzanne gave us not what we wanted. It's kind of like the Mockingjay effect, where everyone hated both the Mockingjay movies and the book when they came out, but then lately I've been seeing more and more people appreciate Mockingjay more because they've like dropped all these like expectations that they've had. So I recommend doing that for Ballad.
I gotta go with a book that was very, very controversial when it came out. The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. People loved it. People hated it. People said the message was trash. I think it was decently done. I gave it a solid 4.
Okay.
Like, was the message a little heavy-handed? Yeah, certainly. But was that kind of the point?
Yeah. I'll probably still end up reading it and enjoying it on some level because it's a book about books, right?
No, actually.
Well, wait, it isn't?
It is in a very odd way. It's not the way that you're thinking of.
Okay. Interesting.
Your main character almost dies and she winds up in a library, except every book is what would have happened if she made a different choice.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So it's about books, but also not particularly about books.
Okay. Now
Are we ready for the next one?
Yes. We're
This
almost
one I
there.
have to be dramatic about.
What?
Young blood, so you want me, so you want me. Say, because they say you want me, but literally the band when I saw them was making jokes about how they should have called it So You Want Me because they never say it in a way that makes sense.
Okay.
And for this one, it's a book that doesn't make sense because if you're listening to Youngblood and you don't know that
Oh boy, this is just so.
singing to myself.
Oh wait, you're back now.
So for a book that does not make sense, I have.
Dang it! It's like you're like a book that doesn't make sense, and then silent. Sarah, we'll be back after this brief intermission. Yeah, you know what? I said Panic by Lauren Oliver because what the fuck is up with this town? Like you're telling me for years these kids have done games that are proven dangerous and somehow the adults haven't been able to stop them? And what gets me is that like the grand prize money the kids get because like they force everyone to give like a $5 like donation like once a month at school year so it collects all this cash. It's like even if you don't participate, you are like peer pressured into donating money. I'm like, what is this bullshit? Yeah, it's just bullshit and it doesn't make sense. I mean, it's if you want just a fun like kind of be trashy read, I guess. It's good for that. It serves its purpose and the TV show does the same thing too, but like it doesn't make sense. So yeah, that's my answer. Do you agree? Ray agrees with me. Ray, continue lying down if you agree with me. She doesn't move, barely moves a muscle. There we go. She agrees with me. Woo! We did it! There we go. Why can I not think of anything? Oh yeah. What did I say? Okay. Yep. Yep. I don't think we'll ever be over that. Oh shit. Mhm. And And you didn't like the movie, right? Okay, yeah. Mhm. But why?
Hey guys, it's Allison in editing. For some reason, Sarah's audio just didn't record. So for the answer to the question, she said Finch and Violet from All the Bright Places. So yeah, it was weird. I don't know what's happening with my audio, with my computer, but that's your answer. I'll try to fit this clip in somewhere.
I guess in that vein, Hazel and Gus from Fault in Our Stars. This breakup wasn't permanent because they ended up together in the end, but they temporarily broke up, and that was Harry and Ginny in when Half Blood Prince. Yeah, I'd love to have like Chamber of Secrets and Deathly Hallows from Ginny's point of view because in Chamber of Secrets, she's getting possessed by the Horcrux, so it's like that'd be like a kind of like a psychologically terrifying book to read. And then Deathly Hallows, obviously, because then we get the point of view of what the kids are doing in Hogwarts while the Golden Trio's off camping.
Hey guys, it's me. So, yeah, the audio was just continuing to be weird, and Sarah's whole half of the conversation basically just doesn't exist in this last bit of the episode, which stinks. So, I'm just gonna tell you guys what our answers were for the last couple of questions. So, for Youngblood, Sarah said The Seas by Samantha Hunt. And for Ghost of You, she said Violet and Finch from All the Bright Places. And yeah, I said, Panic by Lauren Oliver didn't make sense. And then I said Hazel and Gus from Fault in Our Stars for a fictional breakup that destroyed you on the inside. But yeah, so all the questions will be in the show notes, as well as the links for the Instagram profiles that we talked about at the beginning of the episode. But thank you everyone so much for listening. But yeah, and then links to all the social medias, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. But hopefully I remembered everything. But I hope you all have a great day/night, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!